All right, this is a little help with multiplying a fraction by a fraction. So when you're multiplying a fraction by a fraction, this is where you're going to get a piece of a piece. So just like when we're multiplying a whole number times a fraction, you can think of it as fraction piece of this whole number. This is the same thing. So you can think about it as, in this case, like half of 3/4. Okay, so as you're doing this, you're always going to get a very small product. And besides getting a small product, this actually has something where a lot of times students want to change the denominators when they're looking at the equation part, just because it's set up a lot like an addition problem, only you don't have to change the denominator, you just multiply across. So the equation's actually very simple with multiplying a fraction times a fraction. So we have 1/2 times 3/4. All we're doing is multiplying straight across. So 1 times 3 is 3, 2 times 4 is 8. So we know our answer should be 3/8. Okay, again, we want to make sure that we don't change our denominators there or try to find equivalent numbers. So on this then, for your model, this is a model where you shade. A lot of times the other kind of pitfall or peril of multiplying a fraction times a fraction is that there are times where we shade models and don't shade models. This is one where we shade. So we have a half, and what we're going to do is we're going to draw the fraction, we're going to shade in to fit it, so it's 1/2. So 1/2 is shaded. I'm then going to draw in 3/4. So I'm going to go ahead, split my thing or my model into fourths, and then I'm going to color in 3/4. So I did rows. So I shade the 3/4. Now my answer is going to be, I shaded too many. I shaded 3/4, not 4/4. Okay, and then here's what I'm looking for my answer. What I'm looking for is, I'm looking for what is shaded with both colors. So a lot of times when we do this in class, we will shade one way light, one way dark. Sometimes we'll shade with 2 different color markers or 2 different color pencils. So in this case, since I use blue and green, I'm looking for the squares that have both blue and green mark on them. So I got 1, I have 2, I have 3, and that number, the number that's shaded in with both colors, that's going to be my numerator. And then my total number of squares, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, is going to be my denominator. So this is my model, and this is the answer I end up getting. It's 3/8.